Hello, welcome to Anshika's Academy. We will study chapter number 9, Gupta Empire of Tamilnadu Board 11th History. Chapter number 9, Gupta Empire. This chapter will cover 6 topics. Mainly first, the sources for the study of Guptas, Samudragupta's Gupta's achievement, the achievements of Chandragupta. Second, the importance of Ayan's visit to India, Gupta administration, society and economy, literature, art, architecture and scientific development during the Gupta period. Sources. There are plenty of sources material to reconstruct the history of the Gupta period. They include literary, epigraphical and numismatic sources. The Puranas throw light on the royal genealogy of the Gupta kings. Contemporary literary works like the Devi Chandraguptam and the Mudra Raksasam, written by Vishakdatta, provide information regarding the rise of the Guptas. The Chinese ruler Fayan, who visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II, he has left a valuable account of the social, economic, and religious conditions of the Gupta Empire. Apart from these literary sources, there are inscriptions like the Maroli Iron Pillar inscription and the Allahabad Pillar inscription. The first refers to the achievements of Chandragupta first. The most important source for the reign of Samudragupta is the Allahabad Pillar inscription. It describes his personality and achievements. This inscription is engraved on an Ashokan pillar. It is written in classical Sanskrit using the Nagari script. It consists of 33 lines. Composed by Harisena, it described the circumstances of Samudragupta's accession, his military campaigns in North India and the Deccan, his relationship with other contemporary rulers, and his accomplishments as a poet and scholar. The coins issued by Gupta kings contained legends and figures. These coins provide interesting details about the titles and sacrifices performed by the Gupta monarchs. Chandragupta I, 320 to 330 AD. The founder of the Gupta dynasty was the Sri Gupta. He was succeeded by Ghatotkacha. These two were called Maharajas. Much information was not available about their rule. The next ruler was Chandragupta I, and he was the first to be called Maharaja Dhiraj, the great king of kings. This title indicates his extensive conquest. He strengthened his position by a matrimonial alliance with the Lichavis. He married Kumara Devi, a princess of the family. This added to the power and prestige of the Gupta family. The Maroli Iron Pillar inscription mentioned his extensive conquest. Chandragupta I is considered to be the founder of the Gupta era, which starts with his accession in AD 320. Samudragupta 330 to 380 AD. Samudragupta 330 to 380 AD. Samudragupta was the greatest of the rulers of the Gupta dynasty. The Allahabad Pillar inscription provides a detailed account of his reign. It refers to 3 stages in his military campaign. First, against some rulers of North India. Second, his famous Dakshinapat expedition against South Indian rulers. Third, the second campaign against some other rulers of North India. In the first campaign, Samudragupta defeated Achyuta and Nagasena. Achyuta was probably a Naga ruler. Nagasena belonged to the Kota family, which was ruling over the upper Gangetic Valley. They were defeated and their states were annexed. As a result of this short campaign, Samudragupta had gained complete mastery over the upper Gangetic Valley. Then Samudragupta marched against the South Indian monarchs. The Allahabad Pillar inscription mentioned that Samudragupta defeated 12 rulers in his South Indian expedition. They were Mahendra of Koshala, Vyaghraja of Mahakanthara, Mantraja of Kurala, Mahendragiri of Pishtapura, Swami Datta of Kotura, Damana of Irandapala, Vishnugupta of Kachi, Nilaraja of Avamukta, Hastivarman of Vengi, Ugrasena of Palakka, Kubera of Devrashtra, Devrashtra, and Dhananjay of Kushalapura. Kush, Kushaltapura. Dhananjay of Kushaltapura. Samudragupta's policy in South India was different. He did not destroy. Did not destroy and annex those kingdoms. Instead, he defied the rulers but gave them back their kingdoms. He only insisted on them to acknowledge his sovereignty. The third stage of Samudragupta's campaign was to eliminate his remaining North Indian rivals. He fought against 9 kings, uprooted them, and annexed their territories. They were Rudradeva, Mithila, Nagadatta, Chandravarman, Ganpati, Nagasena, Achyuta, Nandin, Balavarman. Most of these rulers were members of the Naga family, then ruling over different parts of North India. After these military victories, Samudragupta performed the Ashwamedh sacrifice. He issued gold and silver coins with the legend restorer of the Ashwamedha. It is because of the military achievement Samudragupta was hailed as Indian Napoleon. Extent of Samudragupta's empire. After these conquests, Samudragupta's rule extended over the upper Gangetic Valley, the greater part of modern UP, a portion of central India, and the southwestern part of Bengal. These territories were directly administered by him. In the south, there were tributary states. The second Kushana principalities on the west and northwest were within the sphere of his influence. The kingdoms on the east coast of the Deccan, as far as Pallava kingdom, acknowledged his sovereignty. Estimate of Samudragupta. Samudragupta's military achievements remain remarkable in the annals of history. He was equally great in his other personal accomplishments. The Allahabad pillar inscription speaks of his magnanimity to his foes, his polished intellect, his poetic skill, and his proficiency in music. It calls him Kaviraj because of his ability in composing verses. His image depicting him with Veena is found in the coins issued by him. It is the proof of his proficiency and interest in music. He was also a patron of many poets and scholars, one of whom was Harisena. Thus, he must be credited with a share in the promotion of Sanskrit literature and learning. Characteristics of his regency. He was an ardent follower of Vaishnavism but was tolerant of other creeds. He evinced keen interest in Buddhism and was a patron of the great Buddhist scholar Vasu Bandhu. Chandragupta II, 380 to 415 AD. Chandragupta II, 380 to 415 AD. Samudragupta was succeeded by his son Chandragupta II, Vikramaditya. But according to some scholars, the immediate successor of Samudragupta was Ramagupta, the elder brother of Chandragupta II. But there is a little historical proof for this. Chandragupta II inherited the military genius of his father and extended the Gupta Empire by his own conquest. He achieved this by a judicious combination of the policy of diplomacy and warfare. Through matrimonial alliances, he strengthened his political power. He married Kuber Naga and Naga princes of central India. He gave his daughter Prabhavati in marriage to the Vakataka prince Rudrasena II. The political importance of this marriage lies in the fact that the Vakataka occupied a geographically strategic position in the Deccan. This alliance served a useful purpose when Chandragupta II undertook his campaign in western India against the Sakas. Conquest of western India. The greatest of the military achievements of Chandragupta II was his war against the Saka Satrapas of western India. Rudrasimha III, the last ruler of the Saka Satrapa, was defeated, dethroned, and killed. His territories in western Malwa and Kathiawar Peninsula were annexed into the Gupta Empire. After this victory, he performed the fourth sacrifice and assumed the title Sakari, meaning destroyer of Sakas. He also called himself Vikramaditya. As a result of the conquest of western India, the western boundary of empire reached to the Arabian Sea, gaining access to Bharuch, Saupara, Kembe, and other seaports. This enabled the Gupta Empire to control trade with the western countries. Ujjain became an important commercial city and soon became the alternate capital of the Guptas. The fine cotton clothes of Bengal, indigo from Bihar, silk from Banaras, and sands of Himalayas, and the sandal and spices from the south were brought to these ports without any interference. The western traders poured Roman gold into India in return for the Indian products. The great wealth of the Gupta Empire was manifest in the variety of gold coins issued by Chandragupta II. Other conquests. Chandragupta II defeated a confederacy of enemy chiefs in Vanga. He also crossed the river Sindh and conquered Bactria. The Kusans ruling in this region were subdued by him. With these conquests, the Gupta Empire extended in the west as far as western Malwa, Gujarat and Kathiawar. In the northwest, it extended beyond the Hindu Kush up to Bactria. In the east, it included even eastern Bengal, and in the south, and Narmada River formed the boundary. Fayan's visit. The famous Chinese pilgrimage Fayan visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II. Out of his 9 years stay in India, he spent 6 years in the Gupta Empire. He came to India by the land route through Kothan, Kashgar, Gandhara and Punjab. He visited Peshawar, Mathura, Kannauj, Sravasti, Kapilavastu, Kushinagar, Patliputra, Kashi, Bodh Gaya, among other places. He returned by the sea route, visiting on the way Ceylon and Java. The main purpose of his visit was to see the land of the Buddha and to collect Buddhist manuscripts from India. He stayed in Patliputra for 3 years, studying Sanskrit and copying Buddhist texts. Fayan provides valuable information on the religious, social, and economic conditions of the Gupta Empire. According to him, Buddhism was a flourishing condition in the northwestern India, but in the Gangetic Valley it was a state of neglect. He refers to the Gangetic Valley as the land of Brahmanism. Fayan mentioned the unsatisfactory state of some of the Buddhist holy places like Kapilavastu and Kushinagara. According to him, the economic condition of the empire was prosperous. Although his account is valuable in many respects, he did not mention the name of Chandragupta II. He was not interested in political affairs. His interest was primarily religion. He assessed everything from the Buddhist angle. His observations on social conditions are found to be exaggerated, yet his accounts are useful to know the general condition of the country. Estimate of Chandragupta II. The power and glory of Gupta Empire reached its peak under the rule Chandragupta II Vikramaditya. He also contributed to the general cultural progress of the age and patronized great literary figures like Kalidasa. He promoted artistic activity because of the high level of cultural progress that was achieved during this period. The Gupta period is generally referred to as a golden age. A detailed account of the cultural progress in the Gupta age is given below. Successor of Chandragupta II, Kumar Gupta. Kumar Gupta was the son and successor of Chandragupta II. His reign was marked by general peace and prosperity. He issued a number of coins and his inscriptions are found all over the Gupta Empire. He also performed an Ashwamedha sacrifice. Most importantly, he laid the foundation of the Nalanda University, which emerged an institution of international reputation. At the end of his reign, a powerful, wealthy tribe called the Pushyamitras defeated the Gupta army. A branch of the Huns from Central Asia made attempts to cross the Indus mountains and invade India, but it was his successor Skandagupta who really faced the Hun invasion. He fought successfully against the Huns and saved the empire. This war must have been a great strain on the government's resources. After Skandagupta's death, many of his successors like Puru Gupta, Narsim Gupta, Buddha Gupta and Baladitya could not save the Gupta Empire from the Huns. Ultimately, the Gupta power totally disappeared due to the Hun invasion and later by the rise of Yashodharman in Malwa. Gupta administration. According inscriptions, the Gupta kings assumed titles like Parambhatarka, Maharaja Dhiraj, Parameshwara, Samrat and Chakravarti. The king was assisted in his administration by a council consisting of a chief minister, a senapati or commander-in-chief of the army and other important officials. A high official called Sandhu Graha was mentioned in the Gupta inscription, most probably minister for foreign affairs. The king maintained a close contact with the provincial administration through a class of officials called Kumar Matyas and Ayuktas. Provinces in the Gupta Empire were known as Bhuktis and provincial governors as Uparikas. They were mostly chosen from among the princes. Bhuktis were subdivided into Vishas or districts. They were governed by Vishapatis. Nagara Sreshtis were the officers looking after the city administration. The villages in the district were under the control of Gramikas. Fayan's account on the Gupta administration provides useful information. He characterized the Gupta administration as mild and benevolent. There were no restrictions on people's movement and they enjoyed a large degree of personal freedom. There was no state interference in the individual's life. Punishments were not severe. Imposing a fine was a common punishment. There was no Sipai system. The administration was so efficient that the roads were kept safe for travelers. And there were no fear of thieves. He mentioned that people were generally prosperous and crimes were negligible. Fayan had also appreciated the efficiency of the Gupta administration as he was able to travel without any fear throughout the Gangetic Valley. On the whole, the administration was more liberal than that of the Maurya. Social life, the pre-Gupta period in India witnessed a series of foreign invasions. Indian society had given way to those foreigners who had become permanent residents here, but during the Gupta period, the caste system became rigid. The Brahmins occupied the top ladder of the society. They were given enormous gifts by the rulers as well as other wealthy people. The practice of untouchability had slowly begun during this period. Fayan mentioned that Chandelas were segregated from the society. Their miserable condition was elaborated by the Chinese traveler. The position of women had also become miserable. During the Gupta period, they were prohibited from studying the religious texts like the Puranas. The subjection of women to men was thoroughly regularized, but it was insisted that they should be protected and generously treated by men. The practice of swayamvar was given up, and the Manusmriti suggested the early marriage for girls. In the sphere of religion, Brahmanism resigned supreme during the Gupta period. It had two branches, Vaishnavism and Shaivism. Most of the Gupta kings were Vaishnavites. They performed Ashwamedha sacrifices, the worship of images, and celebration of religious festivals with elaborate rituals made these two religions popular. Religious literature like the Puranas was composed during this period. The progress of Brahmanism led to the neglect of Buddhism and Jainism. Fayan refers to the decline of Buddhism in the Gangetic Valley, but a few Buddhist scholars like Vasubandhu were patronized by Gupta kings. In western and southern India, Jainism flourished. The Great Jain Council was held at Vallabhi during this period, and Jain canon of the Shwetambaras was written. Art and culture. The Gupta period witnesses tremendous progress in the field of art, science, and literature, and on account of this, it has been called a golden age. A few scholars even call this period a period of renaissance, but it should be remembered that there was no dark period before the Gupta rule. Therefore, the cultural progress witnessed during the Gupta period may be called the culmination of Indian intellectual activities. Art and architecture. In the history of Indian art and architecture, the Gupta period occupies an important place. Both the Nagara and Dravidian styles of art evolved during this period, but most of the architecture of this period had been lost due to foreign invasions like that of Huns, yet the remaining temples, sculptures, and cave paintings provide an idea about the grandeur of the Gupta art. The temple at Devgarh near Jhansi and the sculptures in the temple at Grahwas near Allahabad remain important specimens of the Gupta art. There was no influence of Gandhara style, but the beautiful statue of standing Buddha at Mathura reveals a little Greek style. The Buddha statue unearthed at Sarnath was unique piece of Gupta art. The B3 monolithic pillar of Skandagupta is also remarkable. Metallurgy had also made a wonderful progress during the Gupta period. The craftsmen were efficient in the art of casting metal statue and pillars. The Gangetic copper statue of Buddha originally found at Satlajganj, now kept at Bir Birmingham. Birmingham Museum was about 7.5 feet height and nearly a ton weight. The Delhi iron pillar of the Gupta period is still free from rust, though completely exposed to sun and the rain for so many centuries. The paintings of Gupta period are seen at Bagh Caves near Gwalior. The mural paintings of Ajanta mostly illustrated the life of Buddha as depicted in the Jataka stories. The paintings at Sigiriya in Sri Lanka were highly influenced by the Ajanta style. The Gupta coinage was also remarkable. Samudragupta issued 8 types of gold coins. The legends on them throw much light on the achievements of that marvelous king. The figures inscribed on them are illustrative of the skill and greatness of Gupta numismatics art. Chandragupta II and his successor had also issued gold, silver, and copper coins of different varieties. Literature. The Sanskrit language became prominent during the Gupta period. Nagari script had evolved from the Brahmi script. Numerous works in classical Sanskrit came to be written in the forms of epic, lyrics, drama, and prose. The best of Sanskrit literature belonged to the Gupta age. Himself a great poet, Samudragupta patronized a number of scholars, including Harisena. The court of Chandragupta II was adorned by the celebrated Navratnas. Kalidasa remained the foremost among them. His masterpiece was the Sanskrit drama Shakuntala. It is considered one among the 100 best books of the world. He wrote two other plays, the Malvika, Agnimitra, and Vikramavarshya. His two well-known epics are Raghuvamsa and Kumar Sambhav. Ritu Sanhar and Meghdut are his two lyrics. Vishakhdatta was another celebrated author of this period. He was the author of two Sanskrit dramas, Mudra Rakshasa and Devi Chandraguptam. Sudraka was a renowned poet of this age, and his book Mrich Katika is rich in humor and pathos. Bharvi's Kiratarjuniam is the story of the conflict between Arjuna and Shiva. Dandin was the author of Kavya Darsa and Das Kumar Sarita. Another important work of this period was Vaswadatta. Vaswadatta, written by Subhandhu. The Panchatantra stories were composed by Vishnu Sarma during the Gupta period. The Buddhist author Amar Simha compiled a lexicon called Amarkosha. The Puranas in their period. The Puranas in their present form were composed during this period. There are 18 Puranas. The most important among them are the Bhagavata, Vishnu, Vayu, Matsya Puranas. The Mahabharata and the Ramayana were given final touches and written in the present form during this period. Science. The Gupta period witnessed a brilliant activity in the sphere of mathematics, astronomy, astrology, and medicine. Aryabhatta was a great mathematician and astronomer. He wrote the book Aryabhatiya in 499 AD. It deals with mathematics and astronomy. It explains scientifically the occurrence of solar and lunar eclipses. Aryabhatta was the first to declare that the earth was spherical in shape and that it rotates on its own axis. However, these views were rejected by later astronomers like Varahamihira and Brahmagupta. Varahamihira composed Pancha Siddhantika, the 5 astronomical system. He was also a great authority on astrology. His work, Vriddha Samhita, is a great work in Sanskrit literature. It deals with a variety of subjects like astronomy, astrology, geography, architecture, weather, animals, berries, and omens. His Vriddha Jataka is considered to be a standard work on astrology in the field of medicine. Vagbhata lived during this period. He was the last of the great medical trio of ancient India. The other two scholars, Charaka and Sushruta, lived before the Gupta age. Vagbhata was the author Astang Samagraha, summary of the 8 branches of medicine. Learning outcomes of this chapter. Mainly 6 topics. First, the sources for the history of Guptas, like the Allahabad pillar inscription and their importance. Second, Samudragupta's military achievements as well as his personal accomplishments. 3. The conquest of Chandragupta II and his other qualities, including pattern of art and literature. 4. Gupta administration, society and economic progress as described by Fayan, who visited India during this period. 5. The growth of Sanskrit literature and the contribution of scholars like Kalidas and Vishakhdatta. 6. The art and architecture of the Gupta period as well as the progress in science, including the contribution of Aryabhatta and others. Thanks for watching.